the Big Bang.
Let's see what type of book Penny is interested in here. Your perfect fit. Google.
What the hell was that noise?
Google.
50 cents for that. Ugh.
And the other fellow went bat crap crazy.
Bat crap crazy? Look, I grew up in church, so I'm an expert at near swears, and bat crap crazy is not a thing. You either just say BSC or maybe batshit crazy. If you're super creative, you say guano loco. I'm all for near swears, but if you're gonna do it, don't do it half-fast.
Sitting TV show censorship.
Oh, I bet you're here to check out the room for rent. Run away, dude.
Convenient roommate run-in is convenient. Apparently Glenn didn't like rooming with Sheldon, because he's out of there like a bat out of hell. Sorry, wrong video.
Sending convenient TV show cameos.
These water pipes did not exist in the first 2 seasons of this show. So, either they uninstalled them and then reinstalled them, or the set design department and the continuity department fought a battle to the death, and the set design department won. Of course, the continuity department never really had a chance. Instead of fighting, they just kept hoping things would return to the way they were before.
Seasons 1 and 2 were set used after this flashback, so they could have removed them and added those lights.
We've been told that this took place 7 years before 2010, which would be 2003.
And thus proving my previous sin. Meaning you guys don't go back and edit your sins when you make mistakes.
Plus, why would you even need a PS2 when you have a perfectly good GameCube sitting right there?
Because PlayStation and Nintendo have different exclusive games.
I've placed it in a state of eternal dibs. For my chair, my rules.
Sheldon is a selfish asshole, right? He's not unlikable because of his intelligence or his nerdy tendencies. He's unlikable because he takes those tendencies and uses them to ostracize others. And yes, takes one to know one, but the point stands.
Jeremy, pointing out a character flaw is not a sin of the show if the show itself also points it out constantly.
I'm sorry, but considering Glenn was the last one to take this room, and how closely these letters match the "Don't Dead Open Inside" message in the first episode of The Walking Dead, I have to believe that Glenn is a time traveler who went back in time to warn Rick, and I want a full season of The Walking Bang Theory to binge right now.
So would I. But still, Jeremy sins character cameos and homages and sins something he likes cliche.
Roommates agree that Friday nights shall be reserved for watching Joss Whedon's brilliant new series, Firefly. We might as well settle it now. It's going to be on for years.
Firefly was canceled in 2002. This flashback takes place in 2003, and it's almost like they don't think we can check these things. And yes, they dumped 3 more episodes in the summer of 2003, but a super obsessive fan like Sheldon wouldn't be oblivious to its cancellation.
An actual sin. Finally.
Also, Fox Television.
Sinning Fox Television.
If either of us ever invents time travel, we agree our first stop will be this meeting today in precisely 5 seconds. That's disappointing.
Now see, that's funny. The show does actually have flashes of brilliance, which makes it even more frustrating that so many of the jokes land so flat. It's like they can't tell they're handcuffing themselves by prioritizing quantity over quality. Damn it, I'm accidentally talking about myself again, aren't I? Stupid hypocrisy handcuffing my genius.
I agree, but Jeremy still sins something he likes cliche. You can't have it both ways, Jer.
I'm here because you violated our roommate agreement, specifically Section 8, Visitors, subsection C, Females, Paragraph 4, Coitus.
Except you said...
That's television and movies. Section 9, Miscellany.
Earlier, which means TV and movies were Section 8. You can't have 2 Section 8, Sheldon.
No, but it could have been Section 8B or C, or discussed off screen.
12 hours?
Oh my God.
I know, right? So how did he not shame Leonard for his willingness to someone he met less than 12 hours ago, but instead aimed it at Joyce Kim?
Because, as Leonard says...
I couldn't get too mad at him about Joyce Kim.
Why not?
Well, I was doing some government research at the time. You know, military rocket fuel is kind of secret. As it turns out, she was a North Korean spy.
Does she has buttocks, right? Right. Hilarious.
Humor.
Still better than yours.
Okay, what does all this have to do with the elevator?
Good question. There were so many ways to skip all the bull that we just saw and get to the real story. But Leonard suffers from something most storytellers do, rambling for the love of their own voice.
Yes, he could have simply explained it. But not only is that less exciting, but all that other stuff is still connected and important to the overall story he's telling.
I know this is a long-running and well-loved gag, but after watching this episode, I really doubt Sheldon's reasons for loving a particular seat. Wheels out, whiteboard. At the top of the show, he said,
This seat is ideally located, both in relation to the heat source in the winter and a cross breeze in the summer.
which means he's fine with a breeze, but then demands to switch seats with Howard because...
There's a draft on my neck over here.
He also tells Raj he needs to be in his seat because...
I have to keep turning my head.
But when he lands in his spot, he also has to turn his head to converse with everyone. My point is, what we all know in our hearts, Sheldon is an asshole.
Yes, he is. You're just sinning characterization. But there's also other reasons for changing his preferred seat.
In the winter, that seat is close enough to the radiator to remain warm and yet not so close as to cause perspiration. In the summer, it's directly in the path of a cross breeze created by opening windows there and there. It faces the television at an angle that is neither direct, thus discouraging conversation, nor so far wide as to create a parallax distortion.
No, you see, in the winter, that seat is close enough to the radiator so that he's warm, yet not so close that he sweats. In the summer, it's directly in the path of a cross breeze created by opening windows there and there. It faces the television at an angle that isn't direct, so we can still talk to everybody, yet not so wide that the picture looks distorted. How do you know he said that? You left the room.
Penny would be banging at CinemaSins.
A hot, dumb blonde stereotype? You sure that's who you want at CinemaSins? Oh, wait. Ew. 20 sins.
Have you ever noticed TVs and sitcoms are always toward the middle of the room instead of up against the wall where normal humans put them? This is, of course, because the audience isn't allowed to see the screen, because then they would know what's being watched is bullshit. And also because there's no wall opposite the action because, well, the cameras can't shoot through them. The TV makes that lack of a wall obvious and distracts me every single time. That's right, the fourth wall doesn't even have to be broken for me to sin it. That's how good I am at this.
Or the camera acts somewhat like where the wall would be. So from the character's view, the TV and desk would be next to or near the wall. But from ours, we are kind of the wall.
What's happening? A bad thing. A very bad thing.
As scientists or doctors or whatever these guys are, they are very unprepared for a dangerous chemical reaction to go sideways. No eye protection, skin protection, lung protection, or protection. I'm an idiot, and I would have at least cracked the window and put a salad bowl down my pants.
Facts. Minus the salad bowl and protection.
You're waiting for the elevator?
Oh, right.
Leonard is smart, right? He knows this is about to explode, and his first thought is to wait for and then enclose himself in an elevator.
Even geniuses can frantically panic and not think straight in dangerous situations.
How did you get down here?
The elevator, it's really fast.
Not only did Sheldon save my life, he didn't rat me out to the landlord.
He also waited quite a while before deciding to save Leonard's life. Sheldon flips the flag and doesn't join the guys in the hallway right away, even though he knows the fuel is going to explode. It is solely for the lulz that Sheldon jumps in at the last moment to get Leonard out of the elevator. In reality, Sheldon should have intervened when Leonard started walking down the stairs. Imagine if the elevator hadn't opened. Sheldon would be knowingly waiting back in the apartment, and Leonard would be dead.
Still, better late than never, right?
But also, Leonard should be in jail anyway. It wouldn't take Benoit Blanc to tie the chemical signature and containment unit of that rocket fuel to the lab you're working at. So your reasoning for not being in jail right now still has a donut hole or two in it.
All such evidence probably exploded. So the only thing keeping Leonard from jail was Sheldon not writing him out.
I hardly call that dialogue.
Pot meet kettle.
Technically not dialogue from their perspective.
Come on, Time Stone. Time, Stone, rewind, time! Crack-a-lack-a-boom-boom!